Hello! Hi! How we doing, guys? Welcome. Welcome! We are playing Dialogue again tonight. And, yeah. I don't know if we're going to finish the game tonight or not. I think we're closing in towards at least an ending. I think I saw somewhere it's about 4.5 hours average runtime. We're about 3 in. So we'll see how we go for time, huh? But yes, I've just been vibing to the title screen tune. It's an absolute banger. It's a stone cold banger. Absolutely incredible music. Anywho, let's jump in, shall we? Alrighty. I'm with yous. Okay, where were we? December the 18th with Prey coming in, that's right. Okay. This is the worst. My headache feels worse than yesterday. And it feels like something's about to come to mind, but it fades away when I try to focus. At this point, it feels less like simple dimming and more like flicker. That can't be... Just in case, I slept with the neon shine on all day yesterday. Maybe it's just my imagination, but my body feels worse too. I think I have a fever. I want to take the day off today, but... No. Hey there, Bantu, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to Dialogue, in which we're going to fix us some robot wives. Yeah. There might be a customer who needs urgent help like Orky yesterday. Just in case, let's keep the shop open. We are open. A customer yesterday told me that the anti-government terrorist group Morning Glory is actually a sexual slang. Ugh, gross. He said he had a headache. Did you contact me just to say that? It wasn't me, it was a customer who said it. Well, at least I heard it from you. The moment you say something that didn't need to be said, you become an accomplice, got it? I'll keep that in mind. Keep in mind? It seems your brain cells are rotting from hanging out with your own kind. If it were where I live, that customer would probably be writing an appeal right now refusing to accept the trial verdict. Where you live? Can't think of it, Michelle. Where were you living again? What are you talking about out of the blue? You don't actually have brain damage, do you? I might do. Have robot girlfriends? Well, not yet, but maybe soon. Maybe soon. Get ourselves one of them clanking wives. Oh, yeah. Forgetting where I live and all. I've been suffering from chronic fatigue lately. But I don't know if there's anything wrong with my brain. Seeing as my memory is failing, maybe it really is a brain issue. Isn't it because you stopped taking mum and dad's supplements? Who told you to do that anyway? That's the price for doubting your parents' grace. If you're having problems, you should probably start taking them again. I'd like to, but I handed them over to another customer for now. Why? I told you last time. I felt uncomfortable taking something I didn't even know what was in it. I figured I could take it with peace of mind once the ingredients are confirmed. Anyway, I'm asking seriously. Where was it that you lived? I'm starting to get a little scared. I was going to say faraway universe beyond the event horizon, but you're so serious. It clearly won't work on you. Hey there, Basilisk. Welcome in. Yes, I've become pixelated. Yeah, to go with the pixel art in this very neat game, which is full of synthwave and cyberpunk. I just don't have the energy to joke around. Don't be sick. You're pretty important in my life. A sense of relative superiority is a necessary emotion, you see. You haven't been beaten up lately, so... Can't hit me, can you? You love synthwave? Hell yeah! I tell you what, actually. I tell you what, Basilisk. Do you know... Jasper de Coister? I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Absolutely top-tier synthwave. I've been listening to loads of it in the gym lately. I used to listen to just heavy music all the time. And then I've kind of graduated from heavy music into just listening to like synth bollocks. Let me type his name in the chat a minute. Hold on. That's the name. I've just dropped it in the chat for you. But yeah, really good. I'm worried about you, man, am I? Thanks. Same goes for us. Time Cop 1985. Yes, I have. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. There's also... Let me just pull up my... so I listen to synthwave when I'm working, because I work from home, and my job is, like, not constant telephony. I can... Oh, 1983, yeah, you're right. I just saw the time cop bit. Great to learn, but only you have in the chat. Only you have in the chat. What do you have in the chat? Have you taken my chat hostage, you devil? How dare you? There's Alpha Room, Alpine, Duet, Crockett, what else we got? Dead Life, Dantsu, Designator, Offense, Elemental Sleep, EX3SS, FHE. FHE are fantastic. They did a song called The Mirror, and it's like genuinely one of the best synth songs with vocals I've ever heard in my life. Just phenomenally good. Anyway, let's go back to this clanker. Hi. It's Prey. What brings you here? Came to see if you were dead. For a guy who loves touching EVEs so much to close the shop, I had no choice but to think something big must have happened. Oh, I didn't turn on the outside lights. It's not my day off, but I was so out of it I forgot to turn them on. You look really pale. My sister was worried too. She thinks there's a problem with my brain cells. That's just an insult. She says it's out of concern. And she might be right. There are a lot of things I can't remember. It seems my concentration has dropped significantly without me realising it. Have to agree with that. Improve your concentration a bit. And listen to what others say. Say some things like, baby, I'm gonna charge at you. Charge at her? What, I'm gonna rugby tackle the robot? The robot who could break my spine effortlessly. I mean, granted, she does look like Narcissus from Girls Frontline with the eyes. So, word joke. Ah, I see. Because she's a clanker and she's got a battery. I get it. I got it in the end. I'm a bit slow, so I'm under-caffeinated. Oh, shoot me. Just make sure my fan's on me properly. There we go. Prey sat down next to me. The chilly workshop. And the small folding bed in the corner. In the quiet stillness, outside noise lingers in my ears. The soundproofing isn't good enough to call this place a place away from outside noise. It's cold. Prey laid down on the bed. Then she stole part of the blanket I was using and wrapped it around herself. Warm. You might catch it if you stick this close to me. Did you forget? I'm an EVE. I can't catch human diseases. Right. Of course, that lack of bias is probably what wins over EVEs. I can't look at customers with prejudice. If you think about it that way, it's a kind of occupational disease. It's so severe that your body can't live without EVEs anymore. If you don't indulge in an EVE's insides for even a day, you even show signs of anxiety disorder. Yeah, I've got to absolutely get inside where the gears are. I need to have my finger joints clanked up to the point they bleed. You'll understand more when I do a repair job. All right, that's literally what you do in this game. You repair robots. It just opens up a lot of opportunities for naughty jokies. Isn't that right? You make it sound really perverted. You're a pervert. Well, that's partly why I keep talking to Michelle. Because without Michelle, my life would only have EVEs. She's like a vaccine against anthropophobia. Even though you're a human yourself, rather than who I am, how I live is more important. Talking about bullying your little sister while acting so cool is a talent in itself. Let me have a swig of my energy drink. I cracked this earlier. I've only got half of it left. Hold on. What's even anthro? Who knows? Anthro relates to humans, so anthropophobia is a fear of humans, or a general dislike of humans. Whereas, I suppose that to differentiate between misanthropy is a generalized dislike of people, like other people. You know, if you're a misanthrope, you just dislike others. You just hate everyone else, right? So I suppose anthropophobia is just kind of like a general dislike, distrust, or fear of specifically humans rather than EVEs. Such as this one. You can tell that she's an EVE because she's got the robot joints. A slight pressure. Prey leaned her body against mine. A few days ago, I got a shadow agency offer. They offered a huge sum of money in a 1-year term. Shadow agency. It's slang for overwriting someone's data onto an EVE. Although classified as illegal since EVEs gain human rights, it's still one of the thriving underground industries. The key reason it hasn't been eradicated yet is known to be largely due to the choice of the EVs themselves. Because it's something only EVs, not humans, can do. They're paid a very high service fee. Don't worry, I turned it down. I didn't doubt it. The person who proposed it was terrible too. It was a proposal from the worst customer of the year. Don't tell me that streetlight idiot. You say you have memory problems, but you remember this well. That's right, it was him. A high-ranking executive at Sunshine Corp asking for a shadow agency. So that's why you hated him so much. That's partly true. But the important thing was the proposal itself. It would have been better if it was a famous actor or a well-crafted commercial persona. I was asked to raise his son for a year. When am I gonna... alright, what... Hold on. I'm back. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my wife was just knocking on my office door because there was a parcel that Royal Mail delivered earlier, and well, they had not put the delivery slip through the door properly. I don't know what RF is, by the way. Oh, excuse me. Son? Yeah, son. Said I look exactly like his dead wife or something. Maybe he was worried about his son grieving over his missing mother. He wanted to gift his son a mother for just 1 year. That's an unexpected request. Right. Then when I refused, he got angry and called me a heartless bitch. He dropped the polite attitude and played the cards you know so well. Don't tell me, removing the streetlights? Yeah, and raising the subscription fee. Wriggling movement. Prey twisted her body this way and that as if uncomfortable. It's funny. To think that for the sake of a loved one, you can torment someone else that much. Once you go through a shadow agency, you suffer from the injected data for the rest of your life. If I'd accepted that offer, I would have felt maternal love for his son, even while being treated like a temporary tin can. Did he know that? Even after the contract ended, even as time passed, I'd still feel that he's my son, unconsciously. I only knew it was technical information, but hearing it like this makes it sound terrible. It means cognition and reality diverge. For a lifetime. I thought he was just spouting nonsense because it was someone else's business. Of course, that was actually true. So I wrote a post on the Help Me Cinderella gallery. And the man disappeared. And then it suddenly crossed my mind. Spouting nonsense as if it's someone else's business applied to me as well. That man was trash, but he was also someone's father. It's admirable that you have such mature thoughts, but you don't need to stress yourself out so much, Prey. Microsoft SwiftKey? What is SwiftKey? I don't think I've ever heard of that before. It's not that you killed him. For writing a single person on the internet, your remorse seems excessive. I just meant that I like your unbiased gaze. Because people mistakenly think EVs swap personalities like parts. Services like this are maintained. Only the EVs who get caught up in it are pitiful. EVs are similar to humans. What is? Not knowing how their own bodies work. Oh, of course. There's even a saying to hit the core hard 3 times before worrying about it. In my professional opinion, you shouldn't do that. You don't do that before coming here, do you? She laughs loudly. She seemed to think it was a funny joke, but I'm genuinely worried. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll give you a reward. The habit of giving rewards when anxious hasn't changed. The reward is the right to touch my body however you want. You get restless if you don't do maintenance for even a day, right? And when you're not feeling well, drooping like this makes it worse. So, with the mindset of fixing yourself, move at your own pace. Okay. Maintaining myself with Prey. Target moves 40. Huh. It automatically shuts and sends the sentences when they're not finished. Weird. I've never encountered Microsoft SwiftKey before. Okay, let's open up this clanker. Right. So, what do we need to do for prey today? Oh, she needs quite a lot. Okay. This one looks pretty complex. Let's save that one to last. Okay, so we need a big blue one, a small yellow one. Small yellow is there. Okay. The way she kind of like frowns when don't do it too hard, she says. Okay. The way she frowns in kind of like annoyance when you zap one of the parts in. Okay. Boop. Okay. That needs to go there. There we go. Early yesterday morning, Remy seemed to mistake my external power cord for a toy. She didn't pull it, did she? It got half-pulled, causing a contact failure. Thanks to that, I was stuck in battery-saving mode for 3 hours. I had to just watch Remy sitting on my face. So it was a systematically perfect cat discharge state. Don't laugh. When I was forcibly rebooted, the sight of her yawning right in front of my nose will never be erased from my logs. So we need 4 big uns, huh? Okay. We can make the big yellow one. Oh, we've already made the big yellow one. Nice. So that needs to go... there? I was going to go there, but... there. Zap. Okay. Okay. Nice. We're getting some pretty good cascades here, actually. Okay. There's one. There's puzzle type game, yes. Yeah, it's a visual novel with kind of like a built-in puzzle element to it. Okay. There we go. Zap. Zap. There we go. I downloaded a friendly Clark patch from the dark web yesterday to try and get more tips. You installed something like that with your personality? The result's obvious. Exactly. Turns out it's full of bugs. Every time a customer made an unreasonable request, my optical lens would wink on its own. Is that a new marketing strategy? Don't even ask. Some old guy thought I was interested in him, and he tried to take me out along with his coffee. Of course, he got caught by the enraged boss and had to take a magical backbreaker with his whole body. Oh, beautiful. Argentine backbreaker. What a phenomenal grab. Okay. So we need a small one. Well, we can make that pretty easily. Oh, I didn't actually mean to do that, you know. Right. That's the small one, but we've already got... oh, hang on. Oh, nice. We accidentally got one of the pieces we needed. Oh, beautiful. That actually worked out pretty good. Oh, yeah, we can do that, can't we? Yeah. Didn't want to do that, though. There we go. Then we need blues. Okay. So that's the big blue, and that's the small one. Okay. Is that where it needs to be? Yeah. Perfect. Ugh. Finished quickly. This should be enough. Unlike usual, you were in an uncomfortable position, so it must be tough. That too, but who really does whatever they want just because I said do whatever you want? I thought my toes were cramping. There was no reason to touch them, but I tinkered with some circuits I was curious about. How is it? My body itself feels stiff and creaky, but my mind feels dazed and refreshed. I don't know if I'm expressing it well. It sounds like a dazed and refreshed expression. Okay. Yeah, then it's accurate. I need to stretch a bit. There you go. Whew. Also, have you thought about what we discussed last time? Polar Night Day. No. You want to die? I received a proposal from another customer too. So since the time wasn't specified, I couldn't decide. If it's lunch, both are possible, so lunch would be good. Then it's definitely dinner. From dinner until the next morning. I can't concede on this. Prey made a face full of dissatisfaction and walked outside. Oh, right. I forgot because I was distracted chatting. I bought some supplements. You said last time that it might be because of the supplements. Thanks, Prey. If you're thankful, treat me well. My vision is totally clear. Can even see every single strand of Remy's fur. Thank you, Chris. Yay! So she's jealous of the fact we've got an offer from Leanne to go to Polar Night Day, huh? You look like you've lost half your weight. And your complexion is a mess. Leanne, since when have you been here? Just now. I hesitated a bit because the shop was closed, but I came because it's important. Leanne has a serious look on her face. Similar to Leanne from a few days ago, it's a face I've never seen before. How's your health? I don't know. The symptoms are typical flu-like, but the diagnostic kit says there's no problem. Because your body isn't sick. I suppose so. I also think it's strange to get sick just from missing a few supplements. Maybe it's a psychological cause. Since this thing I thought made everything okay disappeared, my body might be reacting sensitively. The weight's going somewhere else. Ayo. Well. Excuse me. It's probably a psychological cause. I'm somewhat of an expert in this field, so you can trust me. Come to think of it, that's strange. What is? I, a human, repair EVEs. And you, an EVE, make medicine for humans, Leanne. Hello there, Jessica Outerland? Hello. What? What? What's going on? What? Where? I've never thought about it like this before. But being in the position of receiving a diagnosis, it really hits home. You could call it an instinctive attraction. Maybe it's a habit of seeking what you lack. I, who can't control emotions, well, obsess over ingredients and numbers, and making medicine that affects emotions. And being attracted to a bland and dull mechanic might be wishing for something I don't have. Something you don't have? Moreover, if you lost something you had, it might be natural for that craving to double. Chris, are you ready to hear the expert's opinion? It's scary when you say it like that all of a sudden. The supplements you gave me, the analysis results are out. Uh-oh. Oh, if it's that, then it's fine. Yeah, thankfully this is not the results from my colonoscopy. The phrase expert's opinion is kind of scary. Sounds exactly like I've caught a serious disease. In fact, since I used it often myself, it was a complaint I couldn't make excuses for if pointed out. Both Prey and Leanne, thinking back to how they both reacted with surprise to that word, I certainly thought Leanne would point that out. But Leanne didn't. Your medicine is a memory suppressant. It's a type of neuromodulator distributed on the market, and it's presumed that even the memory of the medicine was suppressed as a side effect. Don't tell me the one we talked about a few days ago. Amnestics. Right, it's the same product. It affects dramatically imprinted memories. But since the criteria are vague, it can entail many side effects. Okay. In other words, taking this medicine and having your memory suppressed doesn't necessarily mean those memories were your original reason you took the medicine. So I won't know until my memory fully returns. The problem is it might not return. Roughly about 0.2% report this side effect. 0.2% isn't a realistic number. It'll come back, right? In medical practice, 0.2% is incredibly dangerous. You shouldn't think so loosely. And I'm worried. Amidst her professional and cool-headed demeanour, Leanne's childish side that occasionally pops out was enough to break the serious atmosphere and make me chuckle. What? It's your business, aren't you worried? The fact that just stopping the medication affects your body enough to cause trouble means that there's a high chance it was suppressing a powerful trauma. Oh, great. Just what I want. Powerful trauma. Excellent. My favourite. Yummy. Yummy, yummy trauma. Delicious. I am extremely worried. But I can't help finding your reaction funny, Leanne. Really? You really? I'm a patient, Leanne. I was scared of how you'd react, so I suffered from all kinds of delusions. I came up with dozens of ways to respond, and barely managed to come here. But seeing you smirking like that, I feel like an idiot for being serious for nothing. She drums on the blanket covering me, like a percussion instrument, then showed a clumsy smile. Sorry for not being a serious person. If you're sorry, then check my body condition a bit. I was worried about you, so I tried to use another repair shop. What? BB, you gotta go, Bantu. No worries. Thank you for hanging. Feel free to come back anytime. Or unless I've misread that. If it's BRB, then come back soon. I need to find a way to blow up my text a bit. It's getting kind of hard to see my chat sometimes. I mean, maybe that's just because my eyes are really bad, but I don't know. Anyway, using another repair shop instead of dialogue. I can't tolerate that. Sit down quickly. No, wait. Let's open up the clanker. There we go. Okay. Right. Doesn't look like there's much wrong on the outside. I think we need to take a closer look. Oh, there's a virus or something. This looks like an electronic drug unit. Checks show it infects nearby modules and units every certain number of turns. Uh-oh. Okay, until electronic drug infection. Okay. Spreads to modules all around. Okay. You can remove the drug code from an electronic drug unit by synthesizing it. Be careful not to let it infect high-level units and remove all the drugs. Uh-oh. Hey, Zach, how you doing? We are currently... this clanker is on drugs. We need to get those drugs out of her. Like, now. So it's in a yellow... We need yellow. Okay. 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 Don't do that. I feel like I'm losing my mind. That makes two of us, Leanne. Oh, poo. There we go. Okay. There we go. We fixed her. I think. I think we did anyway. There's no drug left in her. Oh shit, no, there's one there. I missed that. I missed the fact there's another drug there. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna leak out druggly fluid any second now. Ooh, not good. Oh, actually, no, it looks like we're alright. I think it's just as long as she doesn't, like, get completely drugged out of her nut, we'll be okay. Okay. Oh, shit, that's a small one. Bollocks. Oh, there we go. Okay. We need to spawn in some more repair, some more like colors. Where are they all? Oh, there. Oh, that's not good. Oh no! Stop it. Okay. Okay, now we need to synthesize that one. And that yellow one. Okay. How does she get this drug? There's something to become more human, and what is more human than recreational vices? There we go. Leanne, what did you do? Why is the inside of the core contaminated with narcotic substances? Because of that, the core's overheated to warning levels. Recently, busy work piled up, so I added a unit with awakening painkiller effects. I thought it'd be fine if I used it briefly and removed it. It wasn't the time to worry about others. It's at a level where it wouldn't be strange if you collapse right now. Oh. Endure it even if it hurts. No, that just now. Can't stand it? No, keep going. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay. There's one. That was pretty easy. Okay. That one was much easier. When I'm in your hands, I forget so many things. Piles of documents, complex human relationships. Everything feels like someone else's business happening far away. If you lose consciousness here, it means your neural network might get initialized. Hold on tight. So we've got two... Oh, yeah, again, this is pretty easy. There's one. And now we've got this big one to do. Okay. There we go. That wasn't too bad in the end. I just had to get used to the virus mechanic. Whew. Legs are trembling. Circuit short treatment is done. Fortunately, the maintenance proceeded quickly and finished without any issues. Do you feel any discomfort? Water. Maybe because of the overheated core, there was a lot of coolant discharge. Even I was surprised. Wait a moment, I'll get some drinking water ready. Leanne, having composed herself, showing no trace of the weak appearance from a moment ago, had returned to the appearance I knew. Whew, I feel like I'm regaining my senses now. I've narrowed down the list of suspected suppressed memories. Would you like to hear it if you're okay with it? I'm curious. What secrets are hidden in my body? The first candidate is your sister. Michelle. You talk every day and lived with your parents until a few years ago, right? And she's also the reason you decided on your career path. Yeah. Do you remember what your sister looks like? Her job and residence? When was the last time you met? I don't know. Actually, even this morning, I asked Michelle where she lives. Come to think of it, I didn't get an answer. Did something happen to my sister? We can't know. The criteria for commercial suppressants are vague as hell. Just because you cherish your sister, the memories of your sister could be suppressed. See, now that's very similar to the plot of an anime that I'm watching at the moment, where a guy trolls people online to pay for his sister's surgery, but it turns out his sister was dead and a spirit had possessed her Facebook account. It's actually a pretty fun series. But my parents strongly recommended taking this medicine, and the fact that my sister refuses to tell me her personal information probably means there's a high chance something happened. Again, the poor quality of the medicine you're taking is enough that even our pharmaceutical executives agree. It's better to avoid excessive guessing. For all that, they use the fact that this medicine sells well as a basis to imply that your research isn't needed, Leanne. Well, since it sells well, even if it made poorly like this, it meant let's not spend money and time on perfection. Anyway, seems my guess was right. Honestly, it was suspicious. Talking for years with a conversation partner you can't properly explain, while communicating for years, and just brushing off as a little sister. It was enough to consider it someone threatening my place next to you. But a few days ago, you didn't remember the age or residence of the sister you chatted with for years. And seeing you not even thinking that was strange, you were the spitting image of the side effect sufferers I've seen in my research. So that's what your expression was suddenly. Rather than speaking without certainty, I wanted to know the clear facts first. Sorry if I seemed angry. No, it's okay. What about the second one? If Michelle is the first candidate, there should be at least a second one. The second one is... Well, actually, this isn't as clear as Michelle. It might just be defining your tendencies as abnormal. It is abnormal. Born as a human, a social animal, turning my back on society, and liking EVs more than humans. It's hard to see as normal, isn't it? I just realised something. Yes, I have got a spoiler right. Good. Okay. Well, that confidence. Fine, I'll speak without worrying about it. It was Polar Night Day. Polar Night, whether positive or negative, is a day you can't help but pay attention to. It's Chroma's most beautiful week, but also the perfect target to expose Chroma's contradictions. Countless revolutionaries and terrorists flock to Polar Night Day. For those who don't enjoy the festival, Polar Night can basically be seen as a week of terror. But you don't even care about any of that. While trembling at the crimes of Cinderella and Morning Glory, you reacted differently to Polar Night, which is their all-star game. Hearing it like that, it is strange. And Polar Night Day, the week I considered most irrelevant to me, could have created memories as intense as Michelle. This is a little scary. Objection! There's a contradiction. Hold on. Wait, I haven't turned tits on. I mean, it's a bit late to be doing it. I'm going to do it anyway. Hold on, give me a second. Give me the moment. Okay. There we go. Surprisingly, I was more worried about the sister story. Michelle is still something precious to me. If it suppresses mainly intense memories, it would be stranger if my memories of Michelle were intact. Is there anything else? Unfortunately, it's just these two. If I find anything else, I'll let you know. And how's your body? You felt like you were coming down with something. It got a little better. The sensation of my brain overclocking is still there, maybe because it's confirmed my body isn't sick. The chills and cold sweats have decreased. Get well soon. I don't want to postpone next week's appointment. Thanks to Leanne, my body feels much more comfortable. But experience tells me if I push myself just because I feel a bit better, I'll suffer more tomorrow. I should wrap up here and go to sleep early today too. Oh, we actually managed to get it within the target moves as well. Impressive. I thought it was going to be Orca on the next day. December the 19th. My body feels lighter than yesterday morning. Obviously supplements, no memory suppressants, I didn't take them just the same. Just a difference in cognition can change things this much. Anyway, what is that memory I forgot? Michelle and Polar Night Day. What is the connection between the two? Thinking about it blankly will only give me a headache. Since my body is better, let's start business quickly. Yeah, we can do that. Right, hold on a minute. I'm just going to check something real quick. Okay. Open for business. Michelle, do you have a moment? What is it all of a sudden? Considering the nature of things you thrown at me without even asking me until now, it's scary to think what you're going to talk about. One of my customers told me there might be memory-suppressing ingredients in the supplements I was taking. Is that reliable information? Considering what you've said about your customers so far, they're either perverts or skip the interpersonal relationship tutorial. Or both. She's a reliable expert. She works at a pharmaceutical company. She also said there's a possibility that memories about you were suppressed. Me? Certainly all like that. There was yesterday's incident too. How do you feel? Well, it's hard to explain. I'm all better now. And daily life is quite enjoyable. I feel like regaining suppressed memories and facing the truth is moving in the right direction. But I'm also afraid of losing this daily life. The medicine? I got it back. That's why I feel even more conflicted. The option to take the medicine and live happily is right there within reach. Right. A refuge in my hand. It wasn't always just good, though. It can remove this anxiety any time, but it wouldn't be a fundamental solution. Like the answer key at the back of a workbook. Yeah, exactly. Worrying about whether to open the answer key for a difficult problem. It's close to that. It's just my personal opinion, but if it's a problem you absolutely can't solve, I heard postponing it is also a way. In an era when many people suffer because they can't renew their medical subscriptions, if you can be happy with just one pill, it seems like a decent option. It's not a legal drug either. Yeah, my customer said the same thing. But this medicine has many cases of reported side effects. And above all, I want to show a cool side to my customers. Where did the topic suddenly jump to? I've emphasised this since before. Providing counselling and psychological care to customers is one of D1AL-ogue's core services. A person who relies on medicine because they can't solve their own problems can't give advice on other people's problems. Twisted affection toward EVEs seems to finally spread to the sexual realm. So who is it? The tomboy Eve from the cafe across the street who always visits? What was her name? Fly? Prey. Ah, yeah, Prey. Or the military TN-DLS model who visited for a while before. Was it the EVE with the rabbit ears? While asserting you couldn't touch military models due to regulations, you secretly repaired it several times behind the scenes. After that EVE stopped coming, the rapid increase in your search frequency for beast-type EVs was a comedy. It's not entirely wrong. But I don't want to look good to just one customer. Crazy. Now, I phrased it weirdly. It's not there isn't a customer I care about, but I meant that's not the whole reason. I have no intention of getting involved in your courtship activity, so don't worry. But be careful. The recklessness of beasts in heat doesn't only lead to finding a mate. Dying while fighting a competitor or attracting a predator and getting eaten are common scenes in documentaries. But saying that about me is a very nasty metaphor. Whatever it is, I warned you. It's a medicine recommended by your parents who love you so much. Recommending it even with side effects might mean it's that serious of a secret. Michelle, do you know something? No. I wish I did. Thud. Rattle. Rattle, clatter, rattle. Hello, Chris. Orca. I know you're sick, but this is the only place I know. Maintenance, just a bit. Okay, understood. I'll start with emergency measures. This isn't the time to worry about others, Orca. How many fingers do you see? I can't see anything. Correct. Fortunately, the visual sensors are alive. Since the neural circuits are completely burnt out, I need to verify. Is it serious? Actually, it's at a level where you need a new body. As the circuit's burnt out, you're just in a state where you can't feel pain. Thanks to that, you're able to come to the repair shop, but how much time has passed since the damage? I'm not sure. I walked from Dark Brown Street, so at least 4 hours must have passed. Now, I'll start maintenance as soon as I'm ready. Can you stay conscious? I'd like to say yes, but honestly, I think it'll be difficult. Okay, I'll keep talking to you. Just hang in there a little longer. Emergency body transplant for the half-destroyed orc. Target time to... Oh, we're on a time limit this time. Okay. Get that clanker opened up. Right, okay. The damage is too severe. I need to start repairs immediately. Okay, oh. Damage is bad. It won't move and won't synthesize. Unit got fused due to the heat. Avoid that unit and proceed with repairs. Okay. I think we can do 2 at once there. Oh, we could have 3 at once, actually. There we go. Okay. No worries, Zach. You take care and you have a good one, alright? Oh, there's a big virus there. Auxiliary power is depleted. I must have put it somewhere here. Last time during maintenance, it was on the left shelf. Right, it's there. Thank you. And I'm sorry, but I'll ask questions to verify for quick repair. Can you explain how you got injured? I was hit by a rocket launcher. I'm sorry, what? Mind transfer her into a spare toaster? But that would burn. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. You're not joking, right? Warlords coveting Chrome's position and honor seem to be supporting so-called revolutionary groups.
The level of violence and armament have risen as if to prove the rumours are true. Warlords. It's not even the Middle Ages. Kurumi City's strong censorship can exist because there's a clear threat called the outside. Okay, let's do this one now. Okay, so we've got another big one. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do. Okay. So then, move that there, move that there, move that there. Got both of them in one go. Chris, about your health problems last time. Seeing you bring it up first, it seems that the repair is going well, that's a relief. And about my health, it wasn't my body that was sick. When memory suppressant intake is stopped, there are cases where unconsciously heightened stress creates phantom pain. It seems that was the case. Memory suppression? Yeah. They say it's suppression that lasted for years. It hasn't really hit me yet. And I also feel relieved that my body wasn't actually sick. Of course, I don't know if I'm able to stay that way once my memory returns. Such a thing. It's a matter I see occasionally in the news, but it felt like a distant story to me. Now, according to the expert, it's one of the best-selling products. Physical wounds are visible, so they're easy to empathise with, but that's not the case for the mind. It might be more common than we think. On the surface, Chris, you seem reliable and unblemished. Someone I could lean on. I didn't know you were carrying something so painful you wanted to erase it. I didn't know either. And I still don't know. Only the fact that there are suppressed memories is clear. And I can't recall what memories they are. Like the ghost story spread around. Is it amnesia? Because they exploited loopholes in the terms. I hear it's hard to get compensation. I'm not sure, but it's unlikely. I looked it up and memory recovery takes a minimum of 2 weeks. And can take up to several months. If I want to shorten the period, they recommend repeating actions associated with the suppressed memory. Like meeting related people, or looking at images and listening to voices. Now, let's stop chatting and focus for a moment. We passed the critical point. There are still a few problems left to solve. So what do we need? Is that a giant red unit? I think it is. I think that's like that's a level 4 red unit, I think. Upgraded Dahl's battery to maximum? Oh, nice. Okay. 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 Yeah, we need a max. I think that's a maximum level red unit. Which is going to be kind of nuts to put together, really. Okay. Okay. Then this will go there. That's going to go there. Make us a slightly bigger red unit. Right, okay. I think we need to fuse some blues together. We need some space, really. There, like that. Okay. Yes. Looking decent. And we can't move that. Yeah, that's what we wanted to. We just need to open up some space there. Because that brings in new units that we can synthesize. Okay. Let's move that there, because that'll open up a bit of space for us. Yeah, see? Okay. So we'll put that there. That goes there. Bring in some fresh meat. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's
pretty nice for what we want. Put that there. Then we need another one of those. Okay. Wow, we are really like synth maxing here, huh? Okay. That. We just need to keep bringing fresh units in, really. Yeah, like this. Yes, good, good. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Like that. Okay. What am I playing? I am playing D1AL-ogue, in which we are repairing a robot. She's taken some sort of heavy damage from a rocket launcher, which was not one of her better ideas, I will be real. Like, I have to say, like, given that this is my dear patient, I have to recommend her not getting shot with a rocket launcher in the future. I think this would be beneficial to her. In fact, we could do this, couldn't we? That clears up, that opens up a bit of space. We need more red. Okay. Okay. That gives us 3 red. We've got another one of those. Yes, okay. Why is my avatar blurry? I've got a pixel effect on it. Because it's a pixel art game, you see. So I thought it was appropriate if I put some pixels on. Okay. Right, we need one more big red one. Oh, one more small red one, I should say. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good, good. Just put that there, put that there. And then this goes here. That goes there. And there we go. Big red unit. Which goes there. Beautiful. Woo! It took some time, but we put out the immediate fire. For the rest, let's watch the progress and decide. Thank you, Chris. I don't know what procedures are left, but I could already feel my tail becoming lighter. I replaced the auxiliary power on the walking function. Seems stable. We also reset the neural circuits. How is it? I have enough knowledge about EVEs, but I don't know how it actually feels. I don't feel anything particularly strange. If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known it changed. Currently, you are practically in a state where only your data was transferred to a different body. The appearance is the same, but all detailed parts are replaced. Or serviced. I thought it might feel awkward. Sensation is influenced more by cognition than reality. Like feeling pain in a missing arm. There are actually many cases where discrepancy occurs between reality and cognition. Oh boy. That's true. So, as long as Orca perceives Orca as Orca, it means it's hard to feel awkward. Yeah. Except for calling my name excessively. That's an accurate explanation. Orca, Orca. Yeah. Orca, Orca. Please stop. The EVE is stronger than steel, survived even a rocket launcher. Orca's intimidated look was an amusing sight. But one must know the limit for irresponsible actions. It would be better to stop the joke here and move on to another topic. I'm joking, I'm joking. By the way, did you have a similar injury before? There were traces of heat deformation deep in the core. If you often suffer from similar injuries, I would seriously recommend looking for another job. Oh, that is... It's an old wound. It's a trace that can be removed. But I didn't do it right away because there were many things to handle first. Should I fix it in the maintenance later? No. I left it on purpose. It's a tribute of remembrance. Remembrance? You've heard the story that EVs who are nothing but machines don't have souls, right? That hypothesis has already been disproven. The nonsense that they only mimic emotions with regulatory factors and electrical signals is the same as saying humans don't have souls either. Many living things rely on regulatory factors called hormones and electrical signals to move and think. Hey there, Feely, how you doing? Welcome in. I see you've become Italian today. You're not Norwegian anymore, you're Italian. Interesting. Why are you Italian all of a sudden? What gives? What happened? When did you grow a moustache? I probably shouldn't question this over much, huh? To support the claim only humanity is dignified, the logic was too flawed. Apart from the facts, I wanted to prove that it was wrong. We, who are made rather than born, are thrown into society with granted souls but lacking relationships to support them. Consequently, we usually go through a period of thirsting for a strong desire of recognition. For me, that time was exactly such a period. Okay. That emotion was more than Norca's personal feeling. It was a common phenomenon among EVEs. Because they were created without time to reflect on their ego, under the protection of parents and society, research even shows that EVs were known to obsess over social relationships or status. She talks too much? No, she doesn't. She's cute. She's just an existential crisis having robot. You know, it's up to us to make sure she clanks just right. You know? Just like an unloved child. I was tense about everything. I ignored the command's orders and jumped into rescue operations, and I often helped the rescued people privately. Must have been tough. I didn't know back then. Rather, I thought it was natural. I was intoxicated with being a righteous rescue worker. You have to climb high to look back on the path you've walked. Because you went through those times, and I think the current orca exists. That might be true for me, but that couldn't correct the mistakes of the past. It was a few years ago. It was an unexpected terror attack. The fire was so intense that flames and smoke reached the sky. Pessimistic outlooks burst out from the start of the scene, and the command had already proposed giving up on that sector. That's when I saw a child, begging the crew to save their family who collapsed during evacuation. He was pleading with the crew. Since it was impossible, the crew hesitated to go in, and eventually I jumped in, saying they're still alive, don't worry. I guaranteed it without even knowing, but in the end, the building collapsed and only I barely survived. According to the analysis team, fainting during a fire leads to death within 3 to 5 minutes, so it was a situation where they couldn't be saved from the start. But it was already too late. I definitely said they're alive. With belated excuses, I couldn't lessen that child's guilt. Abandoning a loving sibling. I tried hard afterwards, but the closed door of the heart couldn't be opened easily. It's vivid like it happened yesterday and something I regret. That my good intentions could become a wound to someone else. I realised it too late. Orca. Yeah? Chris, your voice is shaking. Are you okay? If it's vivid like yesterday, can I ask you one thing? 10 years ago, Polar Night Day, the city centre where Chromatic Zenith was in full swing. That day, Michelle and I, by any chance, was the name of the person who died that day Michelle? Oh, fuck! Oh my god, I did not expect that. You tuned in at a significant moment. Yeah, we've just found out that our dear little sister has died and we've been having a psychotic episode texting her for the last year. Orca's remaining maintenance was agreed to be continued tomorrow. It wasn't because an abnormality was found somewhere, but above all, proceeding with maintenance forcibly could lead to a major accident. I typed a message with trembling hands. Michelle, what is it again? She answers as she was waiting. Slowly, calming down my heart, which I thought couldn't be settled, I typed that name once again. Michelle, why again? Your strange behaviour has increased these past few days. Is this also a side effect of stopping the medicine? Transmission cancelled. You were dead. I remember vividly, 10 years ago at Polar Night, the night view I watched with you. It was beautiful. And even the aftermath I don't want to talk about. You were definitely, on that day, died. I was dead. Michelle? I vaguely guessed it. When I woke up, it was an unknown place. An isolated space with no one I knew. For some reason, Mum and Dad became cold toward me. And you, my brother, were obsessed with me to a strange degree. And I just felt dizzy for a moment, closed my eyes and opened them. But the world had turned upside down. Even if I couldn't know the details, that something terrible happened to me. It was obvious, wasn't it? Right. Still, maybe, perhaps I might be alive if I held on to that hope? Like, I fell into a long coma, and only my mind was connected to a virtual space, or in cryosleep? Clinging to any ridiculous reason, I don't want to let go of the hope I might be alive. It feels futile, that I am a crazy AI who thinks she's Michelle. Holy shit. Hi, by the way, Delude, how you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, we've just given an AI an existential crisis by pointing out they're not actually alive. Oh, man. My parents. No. The people I mistook for parents. I think I know why they hated me so much. Should we run? Well, maybe. I think it depends. If Michelle at any point mentions the Polito form, then we run. Immediately, without hesitation. That's horrible. Broken memories gather and form a distinct shape again. Just as I remember Michelle's death after hearing Walker's story, forgotten memories start to revive with Michelle's words. I am sorry, Michelle. Until just now, I thought you were a shadow agency hired by our parents. Sorry for asking as if interrogating you. Ha! I want to get angry, but you're just a victim of suppressed memories too. Unfortunately, many things are like that. Not a single thing is easy or solved simply. That's true, but this instance is my fault. Just because I couldn't remember, I spoke as if interrogating you about your condition. Even though all this is my responsibility. What do you mean? Your responsibility. I was the one who made you. Holding your extracted data, I believe you were still alive. What are my PC specs? Beefy? I don't know off the top of my head, but I've got a, I think it's a 4090 GeForce in there. I'd have to have a look. It's pretty beefy though, like it can run games like Resident Evil 2 on a relatively high setting and still run VTube Studio and still kick out 3 streams as well. So that's pretty cool. I haven't needed to upgrade it in the. In fact, I've had this about 2.25 years now, and it's still going just as solid as the day I bought it. So yeah, it's doing good. It's doing good. I thought it was just because our medical subscription service was cheap, or the risk of treatment was too high, so you're being neglected. Well, see, that's the thing. He's been taking lots of substances, but all research and successful drug policy shows that treatment should be increased, and law enforcement decreased while abolishing mandatory minimum sentences. Oh! Little System of a Down joke for you there, chat. I expect maybe one person here will get that. And, you know, I'm fine with that. Rich man? I'm not rich. No. I mean, I paid for this. I paid for this across 2 years on finance. I finished paying it off, but yeah, I definitely am not a rich man. I am not a rich man. Yubby dubby 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 duh. I am not a wealthy man, but I'm also not a poor man. I'm just kind of like a medium man. You know, like I've got enough to get by. Let's put it that way. I don't have enough to buy a Jet 2 holiday, because nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. You are not a wealthy man. Che casa significa. I don't understand you. I'm middle class. Holy shit. No, I'm not middle class. Like, I have enough money to get by, but I'm certainly not middle class. I have to work. I can't just, like, occasionally let someone draw me like one of their French girls and make bank off of that. I remember now why I was so obsessed with EVEs. Why I considered EVEs the same as humans. Wait, so the current me is neither an insurance company's trick nor a medical failure, but purely a result caused by you. Yeah. I obtained most qualifications related to EVEs and AI, and even after that it took a long time. Then I'm witnessing the almighty creator. How was it? Was the created sister like the real thing? Simply suppressed your memory. It definitely wasn't, I guess. That's right. You were Michelle, but not Michelle. You spoke like Michelle, thought like Michelle, but I couldn't accept it. Losing my last hope, suppressed my memories my parents recommended. Me, but not me. Are you going to bring up soul talk? No. I think EVs and AI are the same as humans. You know it too. What kind of person I became? Your perversion toward EVs was an effort to see me as your sister? Disgusting. Even though I couldn't recall memories, the unconscious doesn't disappear. Although I didn't intend it, I can't say there was no influence. Then what am I now? Since your suppressed memories have come back, have I returned to being a failed project? To something that is Michelle but not Michelle? I don't know. I'm Michelle. Just not your sister, but from the moment I was born, without missing a single moment, I lived as Michelle. Do you know how trashy that feels? Perceiving people who didn't give birth to me as parents. Craving love I could never receive. Do you know how miserable that is? Do you know what it feels like to be treated as a fake? Just to have someone else's memories? That even the only one on my side is just seeing someone else in me? Do you know the feeling of realizing that? Could you understand? No. Your matter is your matter, and it's something I can't experience for you. Right now, thinking about my own problems is overwhelming enough. I don't have the room to think about other things. Thinking about how to dispose of this bundle of problems with a personality? Sorry, I'm just getting myself comfy. You seem to misunderstand, Michelle. Just because memory suppression ends doesn't mean I return to my past self. The memories of talking with you every day, getting advice, or giggling happily aren't gone either. But at the same time, my sister's death is as vivid as if it happened yesterday. So I don't know what to do. Sorry, Michelle. Parents and friends, I felt them all distancing themselves from me. Even in conversations with me. My parents talked about how I should act toward you. They didn't say a word about the current me. Then they quietly disappeared too. Thinking about it now, the grief of their dead daughter must have been the reason. Only you treated me sincerely. So naturally I clung to that. I am still alive. Brother is pinning his hopes on me. I tried to believe that. The more I doubted, the more I mocked and blamed you. And teased you. Childishly enough. I guess I just wanted to confirm that I was loved. And today, I hear that you despaired of me. And spent years living in a drug-induced haze. To accept that truth. I'm too weak. Michelle, that's not it. I didn't want to live like this. Because of your lingering attachment to your sister, I didn't want to live this terrible life. I'm Michelle. I'm supposed to be Michelle. Michelle? I want to be alone. Let's talk later. When would be a good time? I don't know either. Oh, man. I did not expect this twist, I'll be completely honest with you guys. You look like a mess, Chris. It is a mess. Pitifully so. Self-pity, huh? Feels quite different from usual. Did you remember something? And are you suffering from that memory? It's more than that. As I recalled what I'd forgotten, I completely shattered Michelle's life. It's hard enough just taking care of myself. I'm more than willing to help, but I'm not following the context. Do you mind explaining it briefly? The story wasn't long. Leanne knew an unusually large amount about me. How many subs have I got? Just under 600. Yes. Just under 600 on YouTube. And then on Twitch, we've got just over 450. Yes, so actually over 1,000 global, which is pretty neat. Yeah. She was able to deduce a lot on her own, even though I only explained the parts I recently remembered. As I marvelled at her memory and deductive skills, Leanne simply added, "Taking notes is a key habit." An inscrutable remark. So, the pain of losing Michelle hasn't even faded yet, and now you're worried about losing the second Michelle too. Hearing you say second Michelle feels strange. Judging by what you're saying, you're already clearly distinguishing between the two, aren't you? That is true, but to grieve the fact Michelle died, I have to deny the existence of the current Michelle, the second Michelle. So the fact that I'm sad means, deep down in my heart, the second Michelle is perceived as a fake. Yeah. See, this is a really interesting ethical quandary. Like, you've got an AI who is a copy of someone who's died. Is that them? It's like clone angst, isn't it? So if you guys are not familiar with the concept, clone angst is like, let's say you've got a clone of someone, and it's inherited all of that person's memories, but it is not that person. It's not the original of that person. Is the clone that person? Because they've inherited the personality, the memories, the motivations and all that. Are they different? I think that the Dune novels touched on this, because in I think it's the 5th or the 6th book, Duncan Idaho dies in book 1. He dies during the attack on Anakin, right? And he then gets reborn as a Gola, and it happens like multiple times. But like, I'm pretty sure that he has like an existential crisis over the fact he's constantly getting resurrected with like memories of not just his life but also his death as well. It's pretty messed up. Do I ever play Hogwarts Legacy? Absolutely not. No. I have absolutely no interest in that game, I'll be honest. Largely because I don't like the cliche of wizards with magic wands. Like, I just think it's very tired. I like wizards who just hold their hands up and melt entire realities with just a flick of their brain. You know, broomsticks and magic wands it's just too cliche for me. I don't like it. I've never liked those tropes. So yeah, I've never been interested in playing that game. I'll be completely honest on that. It just doesn't appeal to me. Now, if you want a real magician's game, how about Oblivion, where you have lots of characters being very silly all the time? I mean, Oblivion is a very silly game anyway, but that's kind of by the by. This isn't like you. You're worrying about useless things. Though seeing such a gloomy look on your face for the first time is kind of precious. She took a small pill bottle out of her pocket. It's a prototype of a drug under development. We've handled the side effects and it's basically ready for release once the production line is set up. Would you read the label attached? Oblivion is silly indeed, yeah. Like, I saw something come up on socials recently, and it was just guards in Oblivion being completely normal for 20 minutes, and like the thumbnail is a dead guard floating in lava in Oblivion itself, and another guard kneeling down next to him saying body still warm. It's like, bro, he's in lava. Of course the body's still warm, he burned to death. There's the I don't know what that means, Feely. You think I don't like anime? I watch 30 shows per season. I watch 30 anime per season on average. How I do that is anyone's guess, but Oblivion guards are better than Skyrim guards. I mean, Skyrim guards have their moment, but Oblivion guards are just incredibly silly. Like, some of the stupid stuff that Oblivion guards get up to is just incredibly funny, but I think the thing is, like, it was never intended to be funny. It was just kind of like, yeah, the product's fine as it is, and it gets released, and it's like, these guys are just goofier, you know? How could someone think I don't like anime? I don't get that. Like, I watch 30 shows a season. Yeah, 30 shows a season. I mean, this season's actually, like, pretty busy for me. I think I've got at least 25 this season. It's not my busiest season so far, but yeah, I watch a lot of anime. Like, my normal routine on a day is I wake up at 5, I go to the gym at 6, I get home for about 7. I then watch anime for 2 hours before work. I work 9 till 12. At 12, I take my lunch, and I watch 2 more shows. Finish at 5, watch 1 episode of something while I get ready to stream. And then after my stream, I spend a bit of time with wife. And then I go to bed sort of like 10, half 10 or so. Journal with Witch is destroying in the best way. Oh my fucking god. That show, the most recent episode of that, holy shit. The most recent episode of Journal with Witch was... Christ. Yeah, I feel you there, man. I feel you there. Looks pretty beefy, Amoeba. Hi, by the way. Best look at grieving you've ever seen in a show? Yeah. Like, to the point it was borderline uncomfortable. Sounds like I have a busy day. It does, doesn't it, Feely? I still can't believe that we've got an actual Italian in the chat. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. I should have put, like, my pinch fingers emoji on. Actually, I remember one time I streamed Tour of Italy on, it was Metroid ROM hack, by the way, with one of my Italian friends in the chat, and it got to the point where you fight the final boss, who was the Pope, and it was just pinch fingers in the chat. Incredible moment. Should we read the label attached? Go on then. For Chris, I analyse your thought patterns and potential trauma types. Given the case I just heard, it would fall into case 17. 17. I wonder how many cases she anticipated. There are no side effects, and you can cleanly forget only the memories you want. Right now. Do you want to? No. Even if I forget, it doesn't mean my relationship with Michelle is resolved. She'll definitely be even angrier. See? If you thought the second Michelle was just a fake, you wouldn't have said that. If it was just a failure you wanted to forget, wouldn't the problem be solved by just cleanly forgetting and moving on? You forget, or am I British or Australian or African? I am British. Yeah, I'm very British. I'm affected with the UK debuff. I'm really sorry about that. However, hand over your spices right now. This isn't a request, by the way. I want your spices. I'm not going to use them. I just want them. I want ownership of the spices, but I don't want to actually do anything with the spices. I'm sure you understand, right? The past, you actually made that choice. Are you saying I've changed? You changed, but Michelle has changed too. And your relationship with Michelle has changed. Even if that Michelle isn't your sister. Until yesterday, I thought of Michelle as my little sister. And that's why we could be close. Actually, it's because of the drugs. If you put it that way, are you going to cut ties with the shop's regulars too? Because there aren't many EVs who would get repairs from such a depressed mechanic. Even if they were low quality drugs. Thanks to them, you actually acted like a cool guy. And made happy memories, didn't you? That's... If you're going to say no, look me in the eye and say it. Tell that to the eyes of your best regular customer. You're right. Eve like the Pokemon? There's a Pokemon called Eve? I'm not aware of that Pokemon. No, EVE is in, like, instead of an Adam, it's an Eve. Female robot. Yeah, clanker with boobies. You know? You're right. I have no choice but to admit it. That's my man. Acting all cool like this, while worrying about everything behind the scenes. Not EV, but EVE. I'm not aware of a Pokemon called E... Oh, do you mean EV? As in the one that becomes Vaporeon the Plappable? I see. I should have known. It always comes back to Vaporeon, doesn't it? Always comes back to Vaporeon. That's definitely Leanne. No, I'm not. Only about 60 things. Anyway, just because you acknowledge the second Michelle doesn't mean you deny Michelle's death. You can grieve as much as you want, and cry if you want to cry. The problem is, I don't know if Michelle will understand this feeling. The more I grieve my sister's death, the more Michelle's identity will be shaken. Of course, even so, my heart feels much lighter. Even if you haven't found the answer, just deciding the direction to move forward is enough to make you feel like you can do it. Yay! I'm glad you don't seem to need the medicine I prepared. It's thanks to you, Leanne. So, I should give you some free maintenance. You worked overtime again, didn't you? How did you know? Do I look tired? Or, the length of a day is the same for everyone, Leanne. There's no one in the world who can do that much work and leave on time. Since I'm definitely partly responsible for your accumulated fatigue, come here and sit down. No. Your rest comes first, although... But please. Okay. Open up the clanker again. Has she been doing drugs again? Okay. Right, let's have a look at what's up with her. Nope, she has not been doing robot drugs again. That's good. So we need two medium yellow and a big red. Alright. Seems straightforward enough. Alrighty. You're right, Prince. What's up? You never seen a guy open a robot before? Yeah, people tend to react like that to the clankers getting opened up. See, like, this is cute. Is it now? Damn, these clankers flirty. Those watermelons. Look, I'm repairing my dear robot customer, alright? There's nothing naughty about it. Okay, so we need one there. That one needs to go there. There we go. And now we just need a big red. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a good cascade. Okay. Nice. Good. Uh-huh. Don't mean to do that. Okay. There we go. Polar night day. Will you be okay? If you're talking about the promise, I don't think there'll be any problem. You understand these puzzles conceptually, but not practically. So, you think I'm talking about robot, not girl robots? No, there's definitely a girl robot. Can you see? There's the there's the boobies. Do you see? Well, Delude. You see? Practically, the way that you work them is that. I'll show you on the next one. It's easier if I demonstrate instead of trying to explain it, I think. Okay. Why is she posing like that? Because I'm fixing her. I'm repairing her. She's a robot. She needs repairs. In your memories, clearly, the parts about Polar Night were also suppressed. I'm worried it might trigger trauma. I think I'm better than before. It looks sussy? How do you know what sussy looks like? How do you know what sussy looks like? You don't know what sussy looks like, do you? This is wholly say-so. This is completely above board. There's nothing NSFW about this at all, alright? Completely wholesome. Okay. Regarding Polar Night, I'm actually curious about it. Oh. I'm reacting sensitively to crowds and loud noises. But that's always been the case. As the suppression disappeared, you've become able to react normally. I guess so. I thought my introverted personality might be due to trauma, but it seems that wasn't the case. Fortunately, if I imagine you being extroverted and sly, it might not be bad. Uh-oh. Right, so let me show you then, Delude. So, on this repair, we need... I think that's a level 3 blue unit and 2 level 2 red units. So basically, it's pretty straightforward. So the puzzle is basically you move parts of the dial to synthesize parts into the next level up. So we've got 3 small blue. We can synthesize 1 large blue. I actually use up all of the kind of medium blue there, but that's fine. So we do that. That synthesizes a medium blue, right? And that's kind of how you stack them up, is that as you synthesize the units, they become bigger units, and then it's basically 3 of a kind. So if you put 3 of any of these 1 types together, it synthesizes into the next size up. So like if I do this, that's now made. All of these are now sort of like small red. That's now a medium red. So I can put that there. I can pull this here, and I can pull both of those at once. So now we just need a level 3 blue unit, I believe that is. We have all the components, so we should be able to just synthesize this. Do we need to do that? Yeah, that's a level 3 blue. There we go. Unclear on the dots mechanic. Yeah, 3 of a kind. It's a lot more straightforward than it's a lot more straightforward than it looks on the surface, but it's pretty intuitive. Like, once you get a feel for it, then they keep adding mechanics in, but it never really loses the core loop when you're doing the repairs. Was the maintenance alright last time? In terms of managing core overheating, I could use that method again this time, because the cooling speed was significant. That method. We can do that later. Privately. I'm sorry, what? You got a 4+ out of 6 in Norwegian. Nice. Nice. I'm always going to know Norwegian as the language that ducks speak. This is because there is a duck detective from Norway who goes qua. Yes. Okay. So we need a level 3 yellow and 2 level 2 blues. That's easy enough. Okay. We've almost made the level 3 yellow already. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, when I said that what's it called? The synthesizing mechanic. Miles better than Daffy. You're despicable. Oh, Looney Tunes. That was a fun show. Very silly show. It taught me one thing. You cannot ever trust birds. Because they will meep and they will ruin your day. So we need another... Yeah, we need more blue. Yeah. We have enough blues now. Okay. Oh. That's actually better. Okay. That's our level 2. Oh, that's the last one we needed. Hey, nice. Repaired Leanne perfectly. Excellent. I feel like my fatigue's been washed away. The maintenance finished quickly, but I could have finished it faster with the method I mentioned during maintenance. That's... Chris, you're an expert on EVE structure, but you need to study more about how EVEs feel. Welcome, Griffin's Tavern. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to Shinsu Fixes Some Clankers. Yippee! Draining the coolant is, for an EVE, that's a rather sensitive area. Huh? Uh-oh. I'll get going now. And what should we do with this medicine? Please dispose of it. Even without such drugs, I think there are enough places to run to. Alright, Mr. Cool Mechanic. I'll be rooting for you. See you later. Yeah. If possible, on Polar Night Day. Thanks to Leanne's efforts, my complicated mind calmed down a bit. Robot can't handle humans after all the she gets damaged? Well, I'm not sure. I think something naughty happened. Draining the coolant from an EVE is what, dear Leanne? Dum 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 dum. Including yesterday, I'm receiving more help from Leanne than I deserve. So, how many days are actually left in this game? Let me just have a quick look at the... I'm just going to have a very quick look at... I'm just going to check the gods. Give me a moment. Just having a real quick look here. Do 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 do. Give me a moment. Do 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 do. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just trying to work out, like, I'm not sure how much we've got left to go through. When is Polar Night Day? That's the question. Is like, what day is Polar Night? Do 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 do. I get the feeling that Polar Night is going to be. So we're on December the 20th, right? The thing is, I don't remember what day Polar Night is on. I'm going to go to... Oh, in fact, I can go to my phone here, can't I? Let me have a quick look at this. Um... 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think 20 is the last day. Have I ever played Genshin? I have not. I'll be honest. I've never played it myself. I'm not. The only gacha I really play is Musume, which I've been playing a bit too much of recently, if I'm completely honest. I tell you what, guys. I'm kind of tired out today, so we're going to cut this one a bit shorter than normal. So let me just pull over to here. Oh, I'm sorry, Bantu. We're just about to wrap up for the night because I'll be honest, I'm super tired out. Yeah, so we are going to be back tomorrow though. Tomorrow we are finishing off. Let me just pull out. There we go. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. My wife's home, and I'd kind of like to spend a bit of time with her. To be honest, you know, I think that would be nice. I think the next. I think the next day is going to be like the final day. I could probably check with Ludens, Chan, Meme, and Star actually. Let me drop a message in Mashcord a moment because they'll tell me actually. So with right, there we go. They'll tell me. Yeah. Oh, God, I'm really stiff as well because I've just started getting back to the gym properly. And everything hurts. I'll be honest, everything kind of hurts. So, tomorrow we are going to be finishing off the real face of a VTuber. I worked out where I went wrong last time. And it's just basically I forgot how to play visual novels. Yeah, it's me being stupid, as normal. So basically, to progress in that game, we have to take a very specific pathway. Get some protein. I am going to go and have some actually. I've got some protein boost downstairs waiting for me, so that's going to be chomp chomp chomp. But yeah, with Real Face, the reason we didn't progress was that basically you have to, as well as satisfying the criteria for everything else to progress to the real ending, you also have to have a very specific option chosen early on as well. So I've tested this, and it does start moving into the right direction at least. So I'm hoping that means we can actually finish that one in tomorrow's stream. And then after that, well, I don't know what I'm going to rotate in afterwards, but Steam Next Fest is on. Steam Next Fest, excuse me, has been very disappointing so far, because Steam Next Fest at the moment is absolutely full of AI garbage. Welcome back, Basilisk. Yeah, we're done with the stream. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm wrapping things up because my throat kind of hurts. I'm tired, and yeah. The Dench Attack demo is live. Is it now? Let me have a look at that. Hold on. Oh well, that changes things then. I remember it as well from the fact that Ellie actually went to their office to do a test of the game. Like, they invited her to their actual development office to test it. So yeah, I think we should give this a go. You had it wishlisted, so it popped up. Yeah, that's a good shout. The only other game that I've picked up from Next Fest so far is, where is it? I installed it earlier. Hold on a minute. Where was it? Give me a second, I'll find it. Oh, I need to test this out. I downloaded CNC Renegade, and I want to see if Renegade can run on 11 properly. If it can, great. If it can't, well, you know, not really a loss, because it was part of a collection I've got anyway. Where is that demo that I downloaded earlier? That's it. It's a Yamigatari Forest. So that looked pretty good, so I downloaded that. Good luck with that one. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to need it, but I really want to stream it, because I think that streaming the best worst game that I've ever played will be a laugh. But yeah, let's download the demo for Dench Attack, because I mean, I was keeping my eye sort of on it, but the thing I think where I went wrong was I was keeping my eye on Xbox rather than Steam. I don't know why, but oh my fucking god, I'm gonna have to be so drunk when I play this. I'm gonna have to be so drunk. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, guys. Excuse me. You guys take lots of care, right? And hopefully I will see you tomorrow, where we will try to catch Creeper. Until then, have a good one. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care.